US security hate and
Of course it's in Brampton, and of course some brown uncle decided to host this. I feel bad for all those people in the neighborhood, and I know now obviously the comment section is going to be really bad. Brown parties are really good, by the way. They slap. Anyone that's brown knows that they're better than everything else. But the uncle that hosted this, you kind of hosted this at the wrong time in the wrong place. Since there's a lot of you guys, I feel you guys could have maybe decided to do it at a banquet hall. It would have been better, just so the neighborhood could be peaceful, you know? Yeah, man, the brown hate's gonna never end.
All you white people in Canada, I have something to say to you. Please stop blaming us Indians for everything. We're definitely a part of the problem, but we're not the cause of it. Look at this one data point. Population growth under Justin Trudeau. This is the root cause of all the problems.
Do you ever feel like the Canada you know is changing? Have you ever noticed the growing friction in some of the Canada neighborhoods, that the rising cost of living or the stress on public services? In a country that prides itself on multiculturalism and a warm welcome, why are we seeing a rise in tension between some immigrant communities and long-term residents? Today, we are going to dive deep into the escalating Indian fatigue in Canada, and it's a topic that's far more complex than a simple conversation about race. It is about accountability, respect, and the incredible speed at which the nation is growing. Stick around as we explore the real issues behind the headlines and what it all means for the communities. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends and family, and leave a comment down below with your thoughts. Your engagement helps this conversation reach more people. So let us get started.
I don't know, it's all over the place. Over there too. Wow, they occupied the whole parking lot of Westwood Mall. It's all over the place. Here. Oh my God. They occupied the whole parking lot of Westwood Mall. And it's all over the place. It's all over, as in all over. Wow. Oh my God, look at that. Wow. Wow. You know what? They should have just done it in one spot, not like this. They did it all over the place and mess it up and just left like that.
All you white people in Canada, I have something to say to you. Please stop blaming us Indians for everything. We're definitely a part of the problem, but we're not the cause of it. Look at this one data point. Population growth under Justin Trudeau. This is the root cause of all the problems. And this does not yet include all the international students and temporary residents. This is why we have a housing and affordability crisis in this country. This is why our infrastructure is so stressed out. We did not have enough houses for this kind of growth. We did not have enough public transportation, enough family doctors. You've seen the lineups at Service Canada centers. There weren't enough of them. What Justin Trudeau did? Canada was not ready for it. Also, this is where we come in the picture as well. Almost half of these newcomers are Indians, and most of them don't feel the need to learn, adapt, or assimilate the Canadian culture because they can get by it. In cities like Brampton and Surrey, you don't even need to know English to get by. And us older immigrants were equally frustrated by all this. We never imagined Canada to be like this. Now, blaming these Indian newcomers won't do anything. It just creates more divide. Because the fact is, had it been Chinese, Arabs, Africans, Mexicans, or any other demographic, we would have same problems in just different ways. And yet, if you have to blame someone, blame these two. Justin Trudeau for doing all this, and Jagmeet Singh for letting him do it. Also, if the member of parliament in your riding is a Liberal or NDP, ask them why they are still supporting Justin Trudeau. And all my brown folks, share this video. Spread this message around.
Welcome back, and I hope those clips gave you a lot to think about. What we just saw touches on some of the most critical issues facing Canada right now. It is a story that involves the economy, the social fabric, and the shared value. So guys, let us break down the key points here. First of all, let us talk about the bigger picture. According to the sources of the clips we just watched, the root cause of many issues were seen in Canada's rapid population growth, and even driven by policies under Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. The country simply wasn't prepared for the influx of people. This has put a massive strain on the existing infrastructure and social systems. Think about it. Have you ever tried to find a family doctor lately? Or maybe you've been stuck in a long line at a Service Canada center. These are not just isolated incidents. They are symptoms of a system that's stressed out. We just didn't have enough public transportation, healthcare facilities, or government services to handle the demand. This rapid growth has also had a direct impact on the housing market, leading to a severe housing and affordability crisis. Canada didn't have enough houses to accommodate everyone, and as a result, rents and home prices have skyrocketed, making it harder for both newcomers and long-term residents to find a place to live. And here's a crucial detail. Almost half of these newcomers are from India. The data doesn't even include international students and temporary residents, which means the actual pressure on the Canada systems could be even higher. Okay, now let's get to the heart of the matter. Community harmony. Canada is a multicultural mosaic, and that's something Canadians are all proud of. But for the mosaic to work, different groups must coexist with mutual respect. The clips have emphasized that cultural integration and individual accountability are crucial for maintaining this harmony. When people immigrate to a new country, they are not just guests, they are settlers. They are entering a social contract where respect for the joining community is expected. The video has highlighted a friction point in cities like Brampton and Surrey, where some newcomers, many of whom are Indian, reportedly don't feel the need to adapt or assimilate. Some can get by without learning English, which creates a kind of cultural bubble. It is important to understand that integration is not about abandoning your culture. It is about expressing it responsibly within the framework of the society you've chosen to join. For example, while many cultures celebrate with noise and parties, in a Canadian residential neighborhood, the context changes. Large events like weddings are better suited for banquet halls or community centers, not for shutting down streets without a permit and disturbing the surrounding community. And as from the clips we've seen, it has been wisely put that culture is beautiful when it enriches, but toxic when it disrupts. When this balance isn't found, frustration and friction builds. And there are specific patterns of behavior that are causing this tension. We are talking about massive outdoor gatherings, loud parties that spill into entire mall parking lots, and neighborhoods overwhelmed with noise late into the night, sometimes as late as 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. This can make residents feel like their homes, their sanctuaries have been hijacked, So it is crazy. It is crazy. And another major point of contention is waste. The sources described seeing trash tossed out of vehicles, illegally dumped in open fields, or left behind gatherings. This not only degrades the environment but also burdens cities with cleanup costs. Canadians take pride in clean neighborhoods, and a lack of respect for this can cause significant resentment. When events spill into parking lots without permits or police oversight, it creates a perception of lawlessness. The misconduct of a few can unfortunately stain the reputation of an entire community, and the perception is powerful and is often shaped by the loudest actions and the biggest disruptions. This can lead to neighbors stopping to view people as individuals and instead labeling them as a group. So this brings us to a critical and often difficult part of the conversation: the misuse of the word racism. The video makes a powerful argument that racism is often being confused with accountability. Racism, by definition, is mistreatment based on someone's skin color or cultural background, something they cannot change. However, as the video explains, blasting music at 3 a.m., blocking parking lots, or dumping rubbish is not about race. It is about disrespectful behavior. When we confuse accountability with racism, two very dangerous things happen. First, it dilutes the power and meaning of the word itself. If the term racism is weaponized every time someone is corrected for bad behavior, people will eventually stop taking it seriously. When people constantly hear racism in response to legitimate complaints, they may roll their eyes and stop listening, which ultimately hurts the fight against real discrimination. Second, it erodes personal responsibility. Labeling any criticism as racism allows individuals to avoid taking responsibilities for their actions. This creates a cycle where disrespect leads to backlash, which is then labeled as racism, used as an excuse to avoid accountability. And ultimately, we've seen that these clips have strongly advocated for self-accountability and maturity in these conversations. It urges communities to look inward and balance cultural pride with social responsibility. Behavior matters more than labels. Respect is a two-way street. You can't demand tolerance while giving none. And let me remind you that genuine respect is the real currency of integration. It builds bridges and open doors, whereas a lack of it leads to resentment and hostility. When the term racism is misused, real victims of genuine racism suffer because the credibility of the accusations is undermined. It makes it harder for those truly experiencing discrimination to be heard and taken seriously. And it is a complex and difficult conversation, but it is one we need to have if you want to build a truly harmonious and welcoming for Canada for everyone. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you in my next video.